All right, guys. Welcome to Rant and Chill. On this channel, I like to rant and I like to chill. Here we're going to be chilling. We're going to be reacting to, actually, it's two dudes reacting to a Fox News thing about reactors. And the reason why we're reacting to it is because this is the Fox News thing that David Heretic mentioned where he was on. And he brought up the paid reactors. The title of this video is Are Your Favorite Reactors Just Paid Actors? So, is this a cover-up? I don't know. We're going to have to get into this. I mean, we'll get into it. Let's play it. Let's start here. We're starting right when David Heretic comes up when they're reacting. Okay, if you want more information about these guys, TanktheTech and some other guy. That's all I can tell you.
That I've never seen their channel before.
For sure. Okay.
This is one of those moments where the eyes and the ears are in just conflict like this.
Now, I remember what that reaction is. That's a Love Bites reaction. Now, I don't think I remember the name of the song. Man, what song were they? What song was he reacting to? Oh. Man, it's not coming to me. Oh, man. Holy War? Holy War. Holy War. Holy War. Of course, of course. Yeah. Okay.
This should not work.
Yeah, he was so happy. He was like, I can't believe what I just saw. It's like, yeah. Yeah.
Are we the new journalists? To some extent, yes. I would absolutely agree with that because we are commenting. We are providing commentary.
I mean, have you seen the state of journalism these days? Yes. Yes, we are the new journalists. If journalists are really just going to tweet and get information that way and regurgitate it to everyone, yeah, we're definitely the new journalists. Okay, there's a lot of people on YouTube that go digging in things and find things and report on it. Yeah, yeah. I'm not just talking about reactors either. Anyway. Let's play this.
Opinion, reactions, and reviews of what we do. Very much like Rolling Stone did back in the 70s and 80s and 90s.
He says record companies have asked him to review bands on their label, but he has turned them all down.
They have all asked me to react to their music. And
I remember this claim. I mean, I don't know if it's real or not. I don't know if it's true or not. Maybe it could be happening.
They provide me with a script. They provide me with incentive, usually money, to say, you know, we want you to say these things. These are the bullet points we want you to hit about the band, and we'll pay you this. At that point, it's no.
Where are these labels? I'll tell you.
Look at that guy. Where are these labels? He says with a grin. Is that deflection? I mean, maybe. I don't know. Probably not. Probably not. I mean, what do you think it is? I mean, that is an interesting thing. Could bands or could record labels be doing that? Not bands themselves, but record labels. You got to think back to the radio days. I mean, this still happens now, just in different ways. Like, look up, man. We got to watch a video together about like the music industry. We got to watch about how the mafia was intertwined with it. How entangled they were. They were heavily involved. Man. And like the top 40 music chart thing was all a racket. It was all a racket because they could rig the numbers using jukeboxes because they all owned them. The mob owned them. And then they found a way to rig the top 40 or whatever through radio stations. Okay. They would pay radio stations to play certain stuff, so they would give them incentive. So like the radio stations would all be pretty much pay to play or payola. It's a whole thing. So is it out there that record labels could be doing that with reactors? It's not out there, but it's like, well, then who then? I would imagine it would be like the big reactors, not some small guys. I'm not saying David's a small guy, but I think TanktheTech might have more subs than him or whatever. But we gotta wonder. I mean, why not pay to play? There would be certain people. I guess we're gonna watch the rest of this video, but I think if that was happening, if there were reactors being paid to regurgitate what they react to, I think there would be some other things in line, like some other. I think they would be blocked legally from talking about it. I think there would be some contracts involved where they wouldn't be able to talk about the deals or talk about anything about that, to keep it secretive. Right? That makes sense? Anyway. That's a long tangent from just 1 minute of this.
I'll take that payday. What's going on?
Which label is handing out money for reactions? Because I've been doing this shit fucking wrong. Like,
Dude, I mean, I have certain connections with labels, and
he has
what that
connections.
connection yields for me more times than not is, I mean, you know this, dude. It's like it's a whole spectrum, right? So from the best labels to work with, the best thing that I have done is react to a band on their label, on their roster. I'll send them the link to my reaction saying, hey, would you mind whitelisting this? And for those of y'all that don't know, essentially whitelisting is wiping the copyright so that I can make
paying me
money from
$5?
AdSense, from Google
just
Ads,
joking.
right? So that's best case scenario for me. Is I have the email of the person and I'm like, hey, here's my latest reaction to X band. It'd be awesome if you could white.
This gentleman says he just gets whitelisted. He probably just gets whitelisted, guys. I mean, it's a weird conspiracy. It would be the weird. I mean, here's the problem. We shouldn't speculate on this. If we speculate on this, it may cause issues where there are no issues and stuff like that because it'd be a witch hunt, and you wouldn't be able to prove it. Okay, it's kind of a weird thing to go down. It could become very toxic. If there was proof of pay to play, well, then kind of show it, and that's when it's like, oh, okay, well, it's hired by the labels to say these things. You guys still want to react to them, and then that sort of thing. It'll take care of itself.
Whitelist it. Other side of the coin is, well, I guess direct opposite side of the coin is bands that would give, or labels that would give me no time of day. But out of the labels that I can reach, it's saying, hey, we don't whitelist for any type of reaction. We appreciate you looking that up, and giving your thoughts about it. But no, we're not going to do that. But never has a label ever reached out to me to pay me for a reaction, which would be fucking awesome. I would love that. I would love.
So he doesn't deny that he would take the paycheck. I mean, would I take the paycheck? Guys, I'd be lying to you if I said I wouldn't. Everyone has a price. Are you kidding me? I would take a paycheck. I would 100% take a paycheck. But that's not happening, though. Because I'm not reacting to bands that would pay me. Okay? I'll tell you what. If I start reacting to Nightwish, I'm being paid by Nightwish. Okay? All right? I'm messing.
Love that. It's never happened, and I have never ever
I
gotten
should have just said Metallica. Why did I have to say Nightwish?
a script. I don't know about you, but I've never gotten a script.
That was the most shocking part about that for me. Like when and here's the thing, he may be just talking about personal experience, and whether he's being truthful or not, I don't know. Personally, 100%, I don't believe a word of that because I've been
Personally, 100%. And did he not say a phrase? Let me be honest with you. Those are phrases someone says that are always dishonest. They have to let you know when they're being honest because they don't even know when they're being. I'm just messing. I'm messing. Okay. All right. I don't think that's. No. I don't know if. I mean, I guess he's telling the truth. He's telling the truth, I guess. I don't have any evidence otherwise. My question is for you, once again. Do you think it could be happening? And how would you know? How would you know who it is? Curious.
Been doing this personally for 2 years now, and I will be open and tell people like
And speculating on that is risky too.
constantly communicate with about 15 different record labels
Mm-hmm.
at least once a week. And usually what that entails is, here's a list of our new videos that are coming out soon.
Mm-hmm.
If you could do a reaction to a couple of them, super cool. Let us know. Send us the link. We'll whitelist it. That's it.
Right.
I've never had a label say, hey, so-and-so has a new video coming out. We'll kick you $100 if you push it up in your queue. Never had that happen. And
Yeah.
I've never had them tell me what to say, ever. And
Right.
I started thinking about it more and more. And I was talking about it with other reactors that I know. And they were like, how does a record label script one of your videos? How does a record label script a video for somebody like the Charismatic Voice that's doing 30-minute vocal breakdown?
He's dropping a name. Could she be part of it? I'm just messing. The conspiracy. The conspiracy guys. Even Lorna Shore's part of the conspiracy. That's not her name, is it? No, that's the name of the band. Damn it! I don't even know. Even the Charismatic Voice is part of the conspiracy, brother. I guess no. That'd be out there. I would. When I get a chance to talk to David again, I want to really ask him. Like, I know you don't want to cause problems, but like, who? I'm curious if he could show like a one of these emails he gets, like a redacted one or something, just black out everything. 'Cause I want to see what it looks like. I bet it's gnarly. But it's crazy.
Down stuff like,
Right.
and that's like, and I started laughing to myself because I was like, I could only imagine like some intern at a label sitting there being like, okay, the band is using an Ibanez RG. Okay, we got to put
Right.
that in there for Tank. It's
Right.
like, dude, these
Yeah, for Alex Hefner, it's like mention grabbing your gooch 4 times in this video. It's like, no, dude.
Grabbing your
I
gooch.
just-
But before the whole whitelisting thing, before I even had connections at labels, I didn't know how it worked. Like, to be honest, I could show you my analytics. It's like the vast majority, I mean 95%, and that's probably being conservative, probably more, of my top videos I haven't made money on because
Yeah.
I made them so far back in the day where I was just thankful to get views.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, man, I tried the route before I even made those connections at the labels of reaching out to the labels being like, hey, I'll react to one of your bands for X amount of money,
Yeah.
for X amount of dollars, because my thinking was there's no way to wipe the copyright. So I
Yeah.
might as well get money from the band or the label.
So he did. So this guy did try to hit up a band. Hey. Let's work out a deal. I'm not trying to put this conspiracy together. I'm really not. I'm just curious about what he said. But I like how the way they reacted. It doesn't really help anything. It's actually not. It's actually convincing me that what? Maybe they are. I don't know. Like, how do you prove? I'm a paid reactor, guys. Gotrek Spin pays me.
Or somebody, but that's just
Let's
not how it
pick that
works.
up.
So I
Let's
might as well
pick
get
that up.
money connections at the labels of reaching out to the labels being like, hey, man, so far back in the day where I was just thankful to get views.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, man, I tried the route before I even made those connections at the labels of reaching out to the labels being like, hey, I'll react to one of your bands for X amount of money.
I'll react to one of your bands for X amount of money. Okay. I mean, he would. I would too. I'm not coming from like a pedestal, okay?
Yeah.
For X amount of dollars, because my thinking was there's no way to wipe the copyright. So I might as well get money from the band or the label or somebody, but that's just not how it works.
But
so in my mind,
did nobody ever hit you back up about that?
oh no, dude. I mean, it was bullshit. And I could be wrong. And let me preface by what I'm
So
about.
he said it's bullshit. It's probably bullshit, right? It's probably bullshit. Yeah.
About to say by saying that, because I definitely wouldn't be the first time I've been wrong in life. But I am going to go out on a limb and say I haven't seen this guy react, and I'm pretty included. Like, I am pretty well aware of the reactors in the community. In my mind, it makes me think that it's kind of like a token where he gets to show that metal nature about him.
Did you just hear what he said? Oh my God. This is too easy to go Alex Jones tinfoil cap. You know, if these guys see this, you realize it's all in jest, right? I don't think you guys really are. But what he just said there, someone could be like, wait, are they saying that David Heretic is not part of the cool club? Of the cool... Look, listen to what he said.
Out on a limb and say I haven't seen this guy react, and I'm pretty...
I haven't seen this guy react, and I'm pretty included.
Like
included.
I'm pretty well aware of
the
reactors in the
reactors,
the community,
and the community, his cool club community. Okay, I'm just messing around, guys. I'm just messing around. You know, I think what he's always trying to say, honestly, is that he just doesn't know who he is. Obviously, that's what he's really saying.
In my mind, it makes me think that it's kind of like a token where he gets to show that metal nature about him, the non-selling out factor. Oh, all these labels are reaching out. They all want to pay me for my reaction, but I'm still saying no because I'm real as fuck. It's like, that's kind of my vibe of this dude.
So, yeah, and
I
don't know the guy.
Right.
I did check his channel out. He's one of those guys. I mean, he's got a new reaction like every 8 hours. Like,
okay.
Like 1,000 videos.
What's wrong with that? A new reaction every 8 hours? I do like 2 reactions a day.
Videos already, and his channel's younger than ours and stuff like that.
No, he's grinding hard. David Heretic grinds. A lot of us grind. You know?
There's nothing against that. It's just
then why bring it up?
He's constantly putting out videos and stuff like that. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think he has like 30,000 subscribers. And
okay,
dude, and that's the thing that really hit me when I heard that was like, listen, 30,000 subscribers on YouTube is fantastic. This is like not a diss at all. I remember back when I hit that number and was like stoked beyond belief.
Yeah, it'd be cool to get 30,000.
This guy says he's getting scripts and money offered to him from labels at 30,000 subs, and I'm not at 100,000 subs more than that. You're not with 700,000 subs more than that. Nick Nocturnal reacted to this video, and he's like, I'm supposed to be getting paid for this? It's like,
guys, I'm a bigger streamer. I've never heard anything about this. Or has he? I'm just messing. I'm really just messing. No, I don't think it's the real guys. Okay.
I just don't buy it, dude. Like, I will be honest and say there was one time, I believe it was
I'll be honest and say
a management firm asked me to react to something, and they didn't give me a script, but they said, here's a couple lines we want you to throw in this video. And that's the closest I've ever been to somebody telling me what to say.
Guys, I don't even need to try to be like a feces slinging monkey in a cage or anything like that. What I'm saying is, what he just said was like kind of what David was talking about. Did he just hear that? Okay.
I will be honest and say there was one
No, we got to back up further.
dude, and that's the thing that really hit me when I heard that was like, listen, 30,000 subscribers on YouTube is fantastic. This is like not a diss at all. I remember back when I hit that number and was like stoked beyond belief. But if this guy says he's getting scripts and money offered to him from labels at 30,000 subs, and I'm not at 100,000 subs more than that, you're not with 700,000 subs more than that. Nick Nocturnal reacted to this video and he's like,
guys, we're not getting offers.
he's like,
To summation, what he's saying, hey guys, we're bigger channels and we're not getting offers. But there's a story to follow up on this.
I'm supposed to be getting paid for this? It's like, I just don't buy it, dude. Like, I will be honest and say there was one time, I believe it was a management firm asked.
Okay. And once again, to remind you guys, I don't know what they're saying is true or not. I am saying, okay, probably not. Okay. They're probably not paid. And I said they're not paid. But what he's saying right here isn't helping himself. If you wanted to be a conspiracy theorist.
Asked me to react to something, and they didn't give me a script, but they said, here's a couple lines we want you to throw in this
So not a script, but read these lines. Okay.
video. And that's the closest I've ever been to somebody telling me what to say, but I didn't do it because I don't.
Dude, I mean, in this whole YouTube realm, the only time I've got handed a script is whenever I'm promoting a product or doing a sponsorship.
Yeah.
Where they're like, "Hey, we want to sponsor this video, our app, or our product, and here are the points we want you to hit," which is a whole different type of thing than the music itself. There are some labels that have reached out where they'll, like you said, they'll give me a list of their weekly bands, and they're like, the only way we'll wipe these copyrights is if you react to everyone we send you. And I straight up was like, there's no way.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not going to do that. One, I want to develop this relationship, but I'm not going to do that because I got a queue of shit that I already have to do. I have new videos pop up, and
Oh, that's interesting. So labels are reaching out to reactors to do various things. To ask them to react to certain bands. Hey, you want this whitelisted? You want to make some money off the ad revenue? Ha! React to these bands. So it is pay to play. But that's not pay to play the way David described it necessarily. But there's probably more to this. Like, these are just two dudes saying from their experience. We don't know who it is. It's like finding an imposter and Among Us. Like, how are you gonna know? How are you gonna know? How are you gonna know who it is?
I want to pivot and do that new one, and there's just no way. And that label came back and was like, all right, cool, just handpick the ones.
I know, right? It's they're not helping themselves. Bullet point scripts, they're not helping themselves on this. It's like,
want and will still work.
And that's what's hard to tell labels sometimes, because I have a couple labels that every week send me like 4 videos and they're like, hey, we would appreciate reactions to these. And it's just like, guys, I would.
So they're reaching out to him too. Hey, react to these videos. Hey, can you react to these? Ah, man. But he doesn't do it.
Love to do all these. Right. But there's 14 other labels besides you guys that also are sending me stuff. It's like, it's just impossible to do everything. Like,
right.
But there's other labels sending me stuff, and I can't take yours because it's impossible to keep up with it. You could. I think Mr. Tank and whoever this other guy is, I don't know if they're gonna like this video. They're gonna be like, that's not what we meant. It's like, okay, I'm just saying the conspiracy, brother. The conspiracy, it's out there. There's lizard people among us, and they're doing reactions.
I would love to, but I can't. And
it's
then
just not feasible.
Yeah, and then mixing in you know, whether it's an unsigned band or original content or something, it's like there's just not enough time to realistically do all of those videos.
Right.
So-
No, I agree 100%. All right, let's see what else he's going to say.
Yep.
No longer a reaction, it is a commercial.
Ronnie Radke also warns about corporate interests.
It's a golden age right now of this right now. So we should appreciate what it is right now, because it could at any minute be ruined for sure.
But both men agree when reaction videos
my boy Nick.
and it's a chance for
They spelled his
artists
name
to
wrong.
bring in some new fans.
Wait, how they messed it up? How they messed that up? It's Nik. Whatever. Poor Nick.
Oh, that is awesome. That is awesome. I love that. I love that. It's right there.
Yeah.
It's right fucking there.
You need to, when we're done, you need to go.
IOTO, I'm not the only one. You hear that? It's crazy. It's like he just kind of said what he said. It doesn't help your case any. Well, David, I think David's on to something. And if it's not an issue, why even talk about it? Why are we addressing it? Why are we trying to get out in front of it? Guys, boys, there's a conspiracy out there. And one day we'll know the truth. And a documentary about how all these record labels paid YouTubers. Detective David Heretic is on the case. He'll solve it. We're just reporters, guys. We're just reporters. That's what I am on this. We're just talking about this.
To watch his video he did on this
Is
live
it on his main
Twitch.
channel?
It's on his Twitch clip channel. He
Oh,
had a
okay.
fucking meltdown.
Dude, that's ridiculous.
And then they're like, I found your band because of this guy. And I'm like, that's cool. It's just kind of bringing it all together. And I think it's a wonderful thing.
You know, you look at all these
I agree
bands
with
that
that.
people get exposed to on these reaction channels, and to be honest with you, these record companies, and more importantly, these publishing companies should be thanking us, you know, for the free advertising, because these people who enjoy those bands, what are they going to do now? They're going to go buy the albums. They're going to go buy T-shirts. They're going to go buy stickers. They're going to go buy posters. They're going to spend anywhere.
I'm not featured in this collage, man. The tiger painting didn't make it. Man. I wonder if it's the pentagram in the background. Or this disheveled, drunken look. Or the fact that I look stoned out of my freaking mind. Am I? No, I'm not, guys. Be professional. Stop. Play the rest of this.
From $20 to $200 just because they watched a reaction video for free.
I don't know where he gets that
Some of
statistic.
these
But...
YouTube reactors are quite prolific. Take, for example, the
I do agree with a lot of that, though. And I
Oh,
have,
I do too.
but I will say, I actually have had a couple labels that I've talked to before in the past that have told me.
Back up. Conspiracy again. Pay attention to what he said there.
$20 to $200.
So David gives a number, and watch how White Hoodie reacts to this.
They're going to spend anywhere from $20 to $200 just because they watched a reaction video for free.
I don't know where he gets that
some of
statistic.
these
But...
I don't know where he gets that statistic. Oh wait, I misheard that. Oh, I thought it was David saying how much the reactors get paid. No, he was saying how much the fans pay. That was on me. But here it's kind of weird. Like, why would he be downplaying that? Like, that's what reactors kind of do. I mean, people react to us and they get, they want to get into the band. They get into the band, they buy the album, or maybe they stream a lot, they stream the music a lot, and then they may buy merch and other things. Oh, buy a ticket to see them and all that stuff, and then buy merch at the at the show. So there's all that. Anyway, my bad on that one.
Reactors are quite prolific. Take, for example, the
I do agree with a lot of that though, and I have,
I do.
So he does agree.
I do too.
but I will say, I actually have had a couple labels that I've talked to before in the past that have told me they've seen a correlation between like pre-sale numbers for new album spiking when somebody's reaction comes out. They see it.
Really?
They actually see it. Yeah. So
labels, the publishers do see a correlation between reactions and sales. You know, knowing that they rigged the radio system and the jukebox system, knowing how they rigged records and CDs, you got to look into it how a platinum album's counted, how like sold albums are counted. It was really funny math back in the day. They play games now, okay? Even certain YouTube channels are tied to these record companies. They're playing games with their numbers. It's not what it seems. So you tell me they see a correlation and they're not going to be incentivized to pay reactors or put in a plant? You know, that's something they could do.
I don't know. I mean,
I agree with what he said about they need to be thanking us, and like it is free promotion. I mean, 100%. Granted, I mean, there's the quid pro quo, right? There's we get something too. We get traffic driven to our channel based on that band, and that was the whole thinking behind the channel before I even started making reactions. I was like, how do I get attention on me? Well, I love watching reactions too, and okay, cool. I mean, the bigger the band, right? The more people know them, the more people want to see.
You know what's crazy? Another thing. I wonder if, I don't have anything to prove this, but if record labels are seeing that correlation, and they know that the number of views will equate to money because of ads, would you be surprised if they boosted those channels too? With like bots and stuff? If they did it consistently, how would you know? And imagine if that revenue was shared. Of course, it's just ad revenue, but more eyeballs on a music video might sell some merch, might sell some things that will help the label. I don't know, man. Anyway.
What music they have, or the new song, or more importantly, they want to see how someone will react to that. So I mean, it's the give and take. I get that. So people that are like, oh, you're leeching off the band, it's like, I mean, I guess there's a half-ass decent argument for that, but I don't really know. I think that at the end of the day, there's so much value provided by both sides. It's just like a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah.
If I were the head of a label, I would be paying reactors. What I would do is I'd say, hey, Tank, Alex, and Nick, I want you to do a 3-person reaction to our new song. I'll pay you guys this amount of money, or I'll just wipe the copyright, whatever approach I wanted to take.
Yeah. Guys, what we call about this conspiracy, that's White Hoodie testing the waters. He's throwing that out there, saying that, hey, if I was a record label, I would pay reactors because it's good business. He's trying to throw that out there to see how you react to it. He wants to see how people react to it, see if it's okay. And then they can come out and be like, yeah, we're paid. Listen. Oh, whatever.
That's what I'd be doing, because this is where all the attention is.
And a lot of the labels are starting to get on board, dude. So like you, when I first started, coming from the music industry, I knew that copyrights were going to be a problem on YouTube. Mm-hmm. But I didn't know if there was any way to combat that. So I kind of just accepted the fact that I'm going to get views and subs from doing YouTube and whatever. And, there's the whole dispute process and appeal process. And there's people that have done videos on that. And I think that whole system's broken personally, because half the time these publishers don't even read disputes or give it fair time, which they legally have to. But
yeah, his reactions get whitelisted. So I noticed that there's certain reactors that can react to songs, and like big name like Billie Eilish, I think he's one of them. And so I bet you he gets a taste of that. And I mean, that's a cool perk. That's a cool benefit. That's cool, man. That's cool. I'm gonna reach out to a label, be like, hey, Give me something, man. No, man. Okay, when you start seeing me react to Billie Eilish, okay, when you start seeing me react to popular, like top pop current stuff, that's when you know I sold out. Okay, I will do nostalgia stuff. I'll do the greatest hits from back in the day and stuff, but like not current.
Ball is so much in publishers' courts with copyrights that it's almost impossible to fight for the most part.
Right.
But over the last year, I've seen a major change in the industry. And I first, a lot of people think that because I have the touring background and the stuff like that, that I have a leg up and I know all these labels. I've had people be like, oh, you've got an advantage because you know these people. No, I don't. Like, I toured with bands. I didn't work for labels.
Right.
All of the labels I have relationships with, for the most part.
Wait. He just said I don't have relationship with labels. Let me tell you about these relationship with labels. What?
The touring background and the stuff. I've seen a major change in the industry, and I first. I think a lot of
maybe
people
it's bad
think
phrasing.
that because I have the touring background and the stuff like that, that I have a leg up and I know all these labels. I've had people be like, oh, you've got an advantage because you know these people. No, I don't. Like, I toured with bands. I didn't work for labels.
Right.
All of the labels I have relationships with, for the most part, are people that I cold emailed like a year ago and introduced myself and said, this is what I do. Check out my channel. If you
so he does have a relationship with labels. It's just not from his gig days. Okay. Well, it's kind of cool to have a number. And kind of cool to know the lingo. It sounds... He's not doing himself any favors. This reaction actually, it digs the hole. It asks more questions.
like to work together. I'd love to cover your new releases if you'll whitelist the videos.
Right.
And now, in the time that we're in now, I'm actually getting emails.
Yeah, I reacted to your video. Can you go and whitelist? It's like a favor to call, huh?
From labels that I've never talked to before that are approaching me. And
Right.
I'm not trying to like use that as a bragging thing, like, oh, these guys are coming to me. They're going to everybody. Labels are now starting to reach out to reactors saying, hey, if there's any.
Shut up. I am not trying to stir up anything. What the hell? I'm just playing this and reacting to it. It's like, okay, you're not trying to stir up anything. Okay. Oh, what did he say? What did he say? He said, labels are reaching out to everyone.
which they legally.
Because this is going to stir stuff up, I'm sure. It's satirical, guys. I don't really believe it. Or do I? I mean, it's kind of juicy, but not. It's all fake, right? It's all fake. It's like moon landings. Oh, I'm just messing. I'm messing. It's like the moon landing and JFK assassination, all fake.
Because half the time these publishers
Elvis's death, all fake.
don't even read disputes or give it fair time, which they legally have to.
Yeah, it's like jet fuel.
But the ball is so much in publishers' courts with copyrights that it's almost impossible to fight for the most part.
Right.
But over the last year, I've seen a major change in the industry. And I first, a lot of people think that because I have the touring background and the stuff like that, that I have a leg up and I know all these labels. I've had people be like, oh, you've got an advantage because you know these people. No, I don't. Like, I toured with bands. I didn't work for labels.
You don't know these people.
All of the labels I have relationships with, for the most part, are people that I cold emailed like a year ago.
Yeah, because you had their email. You had their email. You know who they are. You said, I don't know who they are. Oh, but I know who they are.
And introduced myself and said, this is what I do. Check out my channel. If you'd like to work together, I'd love to cover your new releases if you'll whitelist the videos.
Right.
And now, in the time that we're in now, I'm actually getting emails from labels that I've never talked to before that are approaching me. And I'm not trying
getting emails from label. He's getting emails from labels. Okay? So labels are reaching out to reactors and doing what now?
like use that as a bragging thing, like, oh, these guys are coming to me. They're going to everybody. Labels are now starting to reach out to reactors saying, hey, if there's anything from our stuff you ever want to do, let us know. We'll release the copyright. And now you see bands that are,
hey, if there's anything you want to do with our stuff, let us know. And you can do it. And you can make ad money from it. Oh, they're part of a payola. They're part of the payola system, and they don't even know. They don't even know. They don't even know. Okay, it's a new payola. I mean, if I got that email, I'd be like, blowing money. Blowing cash. Oh, I don't want blow. Give me a hooker. All right, let's watch some more. I'm not trying to do this.
are doing that. There's bands in the descriptions of their videos that are like, want to do a reaction and want it whitelisted? Email us.
Oh, no shit. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten into the descriptions too much. I need to step my game up in
And
that
then
realm.
if I say the wrong band, I'm going to feel like an idiot, but I think it's Our Last Night. In their video titles now, it says copyright free. They want people.
Really?
Yeah, they want
Dude,
people
that's
reacting.
smart. That's smart, man.
That is pretty cool. That's cool to know.
And you know, it's funny too, because piggybacking off of what you said, I mean, it's not even a fact of the band getting on board either, because the band is completely separate from the label, and that may seem like something that I don't even need to say because it's so obvious, but think about it. I've done reactions on my channel with a member of the band to the point where they're cool with like hopping on board, me listening to their song, them breaking it down, and it still gets copywritten from the label. And actually,
yeah, you learn real fast that the band doesn't really have say so of any of their stuff, not really at all. When they sign the contract, they sign their life. They sign their work away. They don't have any rights to their work. They have to buy those rights.
one of those was blocked worldwide.
Yeah.
So I put that up and it was blocked, and I was like, dude, I fucking reacted with the band. Like, they're cool. And they, we got that sorted out. But by that time, the video had already dropped, and it was just a nightmare, man.
Well, the other thing too that it kind of sucks is that the label is kind of the middle grounds between the band and the publisher, because I've talked to bands that don't have a label, and for perfect example, and he said this on the podcast with me, so I can say it out loud. Karan from Bloodywood, he's like, I love reaction videos. I would love everybody to react to our stuff, but he's like, we do have a problem where none of it gets cleared. He goes, and we've tried to get our publisher to whitelist videos for people,
right.
And our publisher has told us that's not how we do things, and we're not going to clear it. And he goes, but it's the band telling them this is our stuff, they can use it, clear it, and the publisher still says no. So there are a lot of cases where some of the bands,
That is a strict publisher. That is a dick. That is a dick right there.
sometimes literally have no leverage, and that blows my
Right.
mind. Like,
Oh, for sure.
the band can be cool with the reaction, but it at the end of the day, it may not get.
But maybe he's bringing up these other nefarious things that happen in the industry to distract us from the main thing. Are they paid actors? Guys, I'm just busting your balls. I don't think you're paid actors, okay? All right.
Get cleared.
Right. And I mean, it's, let's go back to the label topic too, where it's like, there seems to be a trend where and this is maybe obvious again, I don't know, but like the bigger the label, the bigger the bands, it's like the more dinosaur minded they are.
100%.
The smaller indie labels are so willing to be like, dude, yeah, like let's work with these reactors because it's the new media. I agree with what the guy, I don't know his name, the guy who they interviewed was saying, where it's like, we are the new news outlet for bands.
That's
We
David
are
Heretic.
the new
Yeah.
publishing company, essentially. We are that new way to garner and amass as much attention on these bands as possible, for better or worse. And, that's why I think that whether a reaction is positive or negative, it has a positive effect for the band. Because just because I say something, I mean, yes, we are technically influencers, I suppose, which means we have influence over people, but I don't know about you, man, but there's a lot of pushback for shit that I say.
Oh yeah.
Buy more Love Bites merch. Buy more Love Bites merch.
online.
Oh.
So just because I say something and I'm like, oh, this song kind of sucks. There's gonna be so many comments out there that are like, no, you're wrong, dude. I love this band and I love this song, which promotes the band anyway.
Yeah.
The result's the same.
Yeah. And I do agree with that part that he said. We're like the new music journalists, and I will add to
Now,
that.
I don't know if they're gonna go back to being paid actors. We're gonna see. That's what the name of this video is. I don't know if they're gonna go back to that. They're kind of in this other area now.
It's not just our thought or his thought. I was editing a podcast episode last night where a band member told me, he's like, this kind of stuff. He's like, Reactions podcast. He goes, this is new music journalism. I've had record labels that we work with say they look at Reactions like the new music journalism. Now,
Whoa. This also doesn't help his case. You're telling me labels have told you that they look at Reactors as the new music journalism? Is that what he said? Or music reviews? Because there's a big difference.
last episode last night where a band member told me, he's like, this kind of stuff. He's like, Reactions podcast. He goes, this is new music journalism. I've had
new music journalism.
Record labels that we work with say they look at Reactions like the new music journalism. Now,
music journalism. Here's the thing about journalism attached to probably any sort of hobby that's around consuming things. Whether it be music, video games, probably cars too. I don't know about that, but it's journalists journalists don't just make their money through advertising dollars on the magazine. They can also make their money through being paid to write articles in a certain way. Take brides, take bribes, other gifts, other things. I mean, there aren't any ethics in the journalism for music, okay? So if they see it that way, they would already know that there's no ethics when it comes to reactors. So why not? Why not pay? Victor, if you reach out to Dev, man, they already know. Here's the thing. I played my cards too soon. Victor Entertainment already knows I'm a Victor shield, 100%. I'll be, as long as they're good with love bites. They hurt love bites, it will be over. But I am for love bites, and I'm for them, 100%. They already know. They don't have to pay me.
I don't know if I would go as far as comparing us to Rolling Stone, but it's just, dude.
Have you seen Rolling Stone journalism? It's pretty bad. They have fallen.
Things change. Things in the music industry change all the time. And where we're at right now is just, this is a new normal. And I know there's people out there that hate Reactions. No matter who it is or what it is, they're just like, again, like you said, they're just leeching off the band. They're stealing their content, whatever. And what those people don't understand is half of the bands we react to are bands that have asked us to check out their band, or their label has, or they, at the very least, approve of the videos and they comment and share it and stuff like that. And some of the bands that, for me personally, that have shared my videos at times has blown my mind. Like, I remember doing a Sabaton reaction once, and then one day on Twitter, they shared it, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, Blind Guardian did it recently, too, where they reposted one of my reactions. I was like, to me, I'm like, this is insane. Like, it's crazy.
Oh, that feeling, it's full circle, man. I remember back whenever I first started, it wasn't even, I've had a few bands share my videos, and it's been unreal, but the very first time something like that happened is I made an Iron Maiden reaction, and the Iron Maiden YouTube account commented on my video, and I literally just about shit on the floor. I was like, dude, this is... Oh.
I mean, sometimes that happens. That stuff happens. Dimafilla liked and retweeted my stuff. Sometimes Love Bites does too. It's kind of nice. It keeps me going. I look at them like, that's what this is about.
Holy shit, like the band has now seen my reaction, and to talk and kind of address those people that say like it's so one-sided and reactors don't add really anything, it's just the music, the band is bringing them to the channel. I think that's total bullshit, because there are so many, an incalculable amount of reactors out there but there are only so many whose channels have, you know, really progressed into something big. It's not the song that those people keep coming back to. It may be that initial hook, but what they keep coming back to is for the analysis, the you know, the commentary on it, the comedic presence, the jokes, the facial expressions, whatever the hell it may be. The song is the initial hook. The reason that those people stay is for the personality that
100%.
of that reaction.
I mean, I suppose so. Yeah. I mean, they come back for that and the combination of enjoying that the particular band or the band that you're wrecking. If you wrecked something that they don't really like, I mean, eventually it's gonna be like, well, all right. I mean, you used to it's been a while since I reacted to a baby metal thing. So I wonder if the people who like to my channel or sub to my channel are like watching like the warning and stuff. Maybe, you know, there's some overlap, but I don't know. Some of them probably not.
Reactor.
100% agree with you. And I've said that too. It's like, any reactor would be lying to you if they told you they didn't know that a certain song they were doing was going to pull views in or pull a certain fan base in.
100%.
But if they don't like you, whether it's your personality or your humor or what you're doing, they're not going to come back. So that really is a big.
Once again, this video is called "Are Your Favorite Reactors Just Paid Actors?" And we're like far in the weeds here. I feel like I guess this is addressing that. Some reactors, a lot of reactors, you'll see they'll get a lot of views on the things like the music videos that are very trendy and all that. They'll get views on that. But other things, they won't get views on, and maybe they'll continue to do that, or maybe they'll stop. I'm kind of curious, like the channels that solely focus on the key hits and don't do any of the other niche bands. I wonder if there's something going on there. I wonder if there is. Oh. What do you think?
Big thing, man. It's like...
Unless it's the extreme, right? If they really fucking hate you, they'll come back to just leave some hate, which is cool, right? And both extremes.
and what those people don't understand is when they do come back just to shit on you in the comments, that still helps the algorithm.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's so funny, man. I love that. I went through, and this is one thing that we talked about off camera, but I wanted to bring it up, is reactors and different...
Hate watchers. Yeah. Every now and then I'll get a hate watcher. I mean, that'll make it fun for me, though.
Content creators clapping back to comments. It's something I used to do every time I saw a negative comment. I felt the need to rebut and be like, no, you're wrong. Here's why I'm awesome. And it's like, dude, at this point, it's like, well, I just ignore it. One, there's a couple times, occasionally I'll clap back if I'm feeling real froggy that day, or I woke up on the wrong side of the bed and I'm ready to fight. Like I'll respond, but more times than not, it's just like, oh, well, thanks for adding to my SEO. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and it's, I used to do the same thing, and I used to almost take...
I try not to be a dick in my comments on this channel. I pretty much at this point, if I don't have anything constructive or positive to say, I won't.
Take pride in it. Like my friends that I've made on our Discord server and stuff know it's like I used to get like a sarcastic shitty comment and be like, ooh, and I'd fire back. And now I don't do that. I think I told you, it's like I saw
another piece of the puzzle. They have a Discord server. Anyone with a Discord server is probably into some nefarious things. I'm just messing. No, but it happens where your Discord server becomes like a lot of drama and stuff. People start causing problems.
Interview once with a video editor for YouTube that edits for like Mr. Beast and like Logan Paul and stuff. And they asked him that question. They're like, if you're a content creator and you get like a toxic or trolling comment or something like that, he's like, do you fire back? Do you delete the comment, or do you completely ignore? And he's like, completely ignore every time. Because if you delete the comment, which I would never do, because whether it's positive or negative, I do believe people have the right to put their opinion on whatever they want. So I'm not going to start
100%.
deleting comments on my YouTube. But
I mean, I guess that's true. I mean, I'll delete a comment. If someone were to put some like very heinous stuff, like if someone were to say they wanted to do some disgusting things to someone or a member of a band we cover, whatever, I'll delete that shit. I'll delete that shit 100%. Yeah, you could express yourself. You could say you don't like a band, or you like this, you like that, or whatever. You could say you find me ugly, you find me handsome, or you find me retarded. We're on Twitch. You could say you find me however you want. I don't really care. That doesn't bother me. But if you start insulting, like, you know, like my family or other people's family or targeting other people, then I have a problem. Then I have a problem with that. And I'm sure he would too. So, really, his answer is, yeah, he would delete comments. There's a limit. Everybody has a limit. So, this is kind of a stupid stance. It's not even true. Really, the truth is, yes, I do delete comments if they cross a line, because I guarantee you he will. Because who wouldn't?
and if you delete it, they're going to see that and know they got under your skin.
Yeah, exactly.
But half of the people on YouTube anyways that are leaving these like crazy comments, they're trying to get a rise out of people. So if you just ignore it, that's going to bug them more than it's going to bug you, you know?
Right.
Like,
and I know that, I mean,
Well, Repo, I might. You see that poster behind me? It's hidden behind the tiger. The tiger is actually holding back the horror on that wall, okay? It's actually symbolic.
other side of the coin is kind of like you see a negative comment and then you want to blast that and like post it and be like, look what this guy said. And in my mind, I see that, I'm like, dude, you're giving him exactly what he wants.
Yeah.
He's gonna keep leaving that crazy shit. It's nonsense, man. Do they add any other value?
Yeah, there's
in
a
this
little
video, or is it just
outro. There's a
okay,
little
let's
outro
see.
here.
Let's see.
Take, for example, the guy you just heard there, David Heretic. He's posted clips of himself reviewing more than 30 Bruce Springsteen songs, more than 40 Chili Pepper songs, and more than 130 Pearl Jam songs. So, busy guy.
It's a lot of fucking Pearl Jam.
Out there on YouTube that you could ever hope for and more. It is interesting, though. It's harder to get attention to specific songs these days, so it's like the new MTV in a way.
Like you said, everything and anything is out there.
That's right.
In my
What
mind,
are they gonna say?
the contrarian in me wants to be like, okay, so all the labels are reaching out and you're predominantly doing Pearl Jam and Chili Peppers and those labels are reaching out to you with the
Well, maybe not Pearl Jam, but maybe Chili Peppers. Okay. Wait, do they have the same label? I don't even know. Like, who's Chili Peppers label and who's Pearl Jam's label? And here's the other thing. Just because, well, I mean, yeah, they could do Pearl Jam. Why wouldn't that label reach out to him? Maybe they did. Because he's a small YouTuber. What is the Pearl Jam label? Epic Records, is that right? That's the first thing that comes up. Well, Pearl Jam had been signed with, which like Epic is part of Sony, so it's Sony, J Records. So it's Sony. The parent company is Sony. Okay. And Red Hot Chili Peppers. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Sony. And maybe they did reach out. I don't know. Warner Brothers? Warner Brothers? So not the same label. Well, increases the odds. Actually decreases the odds, increases the chances, right? Okay. All right, so I think we're getting close to the end of this reaction. Let's see what else they have to say about this, because are your favorite reactors just paid actors? That's the question here, and I don't think we're really getting an answer.
The script and money? I don't know.
It's I think the problem with the way either he said it or how the piece was
Tiger's
edited
blood.
was that it was too general.
Yeah.
Because the way that he phrased it, where he said all these labels are giving people scripts and incentives, no, they're not. There may be labels out there that have done that. I
Not all of them. His problem is the verb. Okay, he needs to put a hashtag not all. Hashtag not all labels are doing this, but
the way that he phrased it, where he said all these labels are giving people scripts and
is that how
incentives.
he phrased it?
No, they're not.
It's like
there
splitting
may
hairs.
there may be labels out there that have done that. I can't say he's wrong because I don't know, but it's never happened to me, and it's never happened to a lot of other people I've talked to.
Literally never.
That we know. So he says. But he has my contact. You know, I can write emails to him. Hey, whitelist this video for me, please. Sure thing. Kind of cool.
What happened to me? I'm
connection.
telling you, man. The only time I've ever gotten a script is with the sponsorship.
Yeah,
That's it.
Even
And
then,
they're
half
it's
the
not even
time-
a script. It's a bullet point. Hey, we want you to mention something similar to this, and it's
Yeah.
like, okay, cool.
Even then, half
Whoa, back that up. They don't send a script, they send a bullet point. What the? Wait.
and it's never happened to a lot of other people I've talked to.
Literally never happened to me. I'm telling you, man. The only time I've ever gotten a script is with the sponsorship.
Yeah.
Oh, with a sponsorship. The sponsorship.
That's it.
Even
And
then,
they're
half
it's
the
not even
time-
a script. It's a bullet point. Hey, we want you to mention something similar to this, and it's
Yeah.
like, okay, cool.
Even then, half the time they don't. Like, I work with Gothic Jewelry regularly because I love their shit.
Yeah.
They've never told me, like, that's the thing I love about them. They've never told me what to say when I plug ads in podcasts. They're like, yeah, say whatever you want because it's more natural. It's
Right,
like,
exactly,
cool.
dude. It's like even the sponsors. You're 100% right. Well, they'll be like, "Hey, these are kind of guidelines of what we'd like something to say," and then there's always a disclaimer where it's like, "But you know your audience best. You know how to kind of promote this to them." At the end of the day, if I am my goofy self talking about fucking, I don't know.
So yeah, I mean they get the scripts from sponsors, of course. Scripts, bullet points, hey, sell this product. Okay. Obvious that happens.
I'll use it again, Gooches again, and music and Easter eggs, whatever the hell, and then I start being all robotic and being like, "Yes, this product is quite amazing. We love it so hard." It's like, dude, they at the end of the day, I don't know, it kind of bugs me, dude. And I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. More props to him for garnering 30,000 subscribers. That's a task in and of itself. I mean, that's the first 30,000 was harder than the first 700,000. I'll tell you that. I mean, it's that negative snowball, right?
Yeah. I try not to let that get to me. Like, lately I've noticed, like, I mistakenly thought, like,
Okay, guys, I think we're far from the original argument. I don't know if they're going to get back into it. I don't know if they're going to wrap this up in a nice bow, going back to the question. They're not talking about the question anymore.
right when you hit like that first, 50 to 100 or something like that, it starts snowballing. My subscribers have actually slowed down since I've hit 100. And that's where you got to start innovating and just trying new things and stuff like that. Because after a while, I feel like it in terms of reactions, even as somebody that does reactions, I feel like after a while it can get stale. And that's why, I see a lot of these other reactors that they put out like 2 or 3 reactions a day. And that's fine. That's fine if they're the people that watch their content like it. If they love doing it, that's cool. To me, I almost think there's like an oversaturation effect to that. It's like
100%.
Like if you give people too much of something, they're just going to know it's available at all times, and they're not.
So I think this point is trying to address what I said earlier, that maybe what they're seeing is there's certain channels that are just getting steady views because they only, and the reason for that is because they're coming out with like 1 video a day or maybe 2 videos a week or whatever. They don't oversaturate or overexpose their, their subs, their fans or whatever, their viewers. Or it could be that the only time they do a reaction is when they get that money. Which one is it? Is it? Which one do you think?
Going to come back as much. If you only do like a few a week or something, then they're going to know to come back and be like, oh, what's new? You know?
Right. And this is probably my over analytical brain. Maybe it's not even this intense, but it's like, it makes me think of like the click ratio, right? So like if you have 10 videos that you post a day and YouTube shows them to people in the recommended or anything, and you have that many, people aren't going to click on every one of your videos. So in my mind, I'm like, shit, YouTube.
Well, the way my channel is, I know they're not, because some videos are only for people who, like, the Angelina Jordan fans. I don't think there's any crossover with, like, the Warning or, like, Gotcha. I know for Gotcha Expand, probably not. Or Love Bites. Maybe there is. I don't know. But I'm guessing that they won't click on the other stuff. You know? To me, what I notice, it kind of depends on who you're reacting to, and that's what I notice. That's what I notice. I noticed that. Y'all see that. Y'all see that. Unless it's pay to play.
They prioritize clicks, and
Hey, if one of my Gotrek spin videos gets like 2,000 views, you know it's been boosted by somebody. Okay? Not by me.
prioritize the views. So now if they're showing someone your video and they don't click on it, boom. Now they're going to kind of link that channel with people don't click on that, and it has like a negative effect. And that's just me overthinking the whole damn thing. Yeah. But it's crazy, man. And, you know, just it even makes me want to talk about being pigeonholed, right? And it's like, that's kind of what I did to myself, where I was like, oh shit, reactions are doing well. And specifically metal reactions are doing well. And I went from 20,000 subscribers to it was probably 600,000 of just metal reactions. And then it started to slow down and get stale. And I'm like, fuck, like, what do I do now? So now I've kind of taken the approach of just reacting to stuff that I want to react to and check out and make people think. Let's bring it back to what blew the channel up in the first place, which is me doing.
Or maybe all those metal labels are paying them a lot of money. I don't know. Would metal labels be paying? Who would be paying? I hope they end their podcast with this. What's this? What's this? Pink Floyd money. But guys, they're not paid. They're not paid actors, guys. At this point, I don't even know if this is satire anymore. Maybe you are, TanktheTech. Maybe you are. How would we ever know you're not? You know, you can't really prove a negative. You can't prove a negative. I mean,
doing something completely random, because that first Slipknot reaction I did was so random. I was doing all hip hop reactions and vlogs of my day.
If I was a paid actor, I'd be honest with that stuff. I'd be like, hell yeah, I'm paid. I'm paid. Here's my cash. You like my reactions, right? No.
Daily life.
Yeah.
And then it's like, here's a reaction to metal. Why the fuck would I throw that in there? But I did, and it's what took the channel off. So now I'm like, let's get back to that. Let's keep doing these weird abstract videos. That was the main reason that the channel blew up in the first place. Let's take it back to the basics.
I think
YouTube's a beast, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think there's something about I've talked to Nick and some other people about this. I think there's something about metal. What makes metal reactions popular is because there's something like edgy about metal. So when you get somebody that like, there's a shock value. So like when you get somebody, I'll take Tulip Mafia is a perfect example. Because the first video I ever saw him was him reacting to Demolisher by Slaughter to Prevail.
Okay, yeah.
Who doesn't want to see a Southern hip hop head dude like that react to something like that he's never seen? He lost his mind. Like, you know, he doesn't listen to that kind of stuff normally. That's the attraction. So people want to see, you know, the young, naive, you know, vocal coach or something that never got into metal that is all of a sudden reacting to metal. It's like,
wait. Okay. But some of these things are completely ridiculous and just not even true. You and I have all seen it where there's like a middle-aged man who says, I'm reacting to Metallica for the first time. It's like, no, you're not. I don't believe this is your first time. I don't believe it was your first time. Okay? Be honest. What about the first time? Does that boost it in the algorithm? If I'm like, oh, the first time reacting to this, it wouldn't even boost it. I would play that gimmick, and I do mean gimmick, for a Gotrek Spin song, if it would bring Gotrek Spin, if it would give him more exposure. There actually might be a Gotrek Spin song I haven't heard before. I'm pretty sure there is, and that could be a legit for the first time. Anyway, I got in the weeds here.
Right. There's something that's like, I'm trying to think of the right word, but
I got 3 Gotrek Spin songs over 3K views. I guess they've been botted. They've been botted by the label Victor Entertainment. I think they get the money for. Of course, they get the money. You think Victor Entertainment's gonna give me any money? They're not gonna give me money. They're gonna pay me in likes.
There's something interesting about that. People go to Lorna Shore reactions, for example, because they're like, oh man, I gotta see how this person handles this. You know what I mean?
100%. And that's what I feel like, I guess, and there are plenty of other channels that do this. It wasn't just unique to me, but I think that's it was the perfect formula that kind of exploded the channel, where it's like, before I even got into metal, I watched Marilyn Manson interviews before I even heard a Marilyn Manson song.
Yeah.
And it was
his interviews are gnarly. Marilyn Manson interviews are out there. I mean, when you interview an artist, it's going to be kind of out there. And that's kind of what he is. I mean, you may have different opinions about him, but I mean, whatever. He does say some crazy things.
Like the 10 times Marilyn Manson outclassed interviewers.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is so cool that like you have this crazy satanic devil worshiping dude, and
that dude's probably legit. Like that dude's probably legit Satanist. Okay, I would have put it in quotes. Ozzy wasn't quotes. Ozzy, Black Sabbath was just for fun. I mean, the look of it was for fun. There was an interview where he said that. And Ozzy sounded pretty coherent then. And a lot of those bands, even Slayer, it was just kind of a front. I mean, it's a cool look for horror. You gotta think. Some bands really kind of lean in that direction, the satanic look. Some kind of used it here and there, but kind of had more like an anti-social, like kind of war, almost like anti-war, like Megadeth. They had that look going on. Anyway.
And everyone attacks him and blames, school shootings on him. And he is able, whether you like the dude or not, his composure in interviews and his ability to maintain that composure and respond with something eloquent and meaningful. I loved that. So I kind of took that approach where I was like, fuck, man, not only am I going to have the shock factor of the
I don't even know why we're talking about Marilyn Manson, though, in a video that's called Are Your Favorite Reactors Just Paid Actors? Dude, we have deflected into talking about Marilyn Manson. No longer talking about the plot. Okay? All right. What is going on here? Or proof that it's a cover-up.
Shit, I never
Flag over
experienced
flag.
any type of music like this, with the added fact that I'm willing to like almost not overreact, but just
Right,
give it the time of day and really give it a chance, which metal is something that it's the easiest genre to judge, in my opinion.
Oh, for sure. I agree.
And you have that, and that's kind of what blew the channel up. And I'll see to this day, even people that are like rap fan reacts to metal or hip hop head reacts to metal that's not me. And I'm not saying that I'm the shining example, but it's easy to tell when someone's inauthentic about it. If I had to give any tip as to someone who wants to start a reaction channel or someone that has one existing, it's just...
Let me guess. Be authentic. Be true. Be real, guys. Greg, tell me again how you got labels talking to you. You got them on contact. You got them on speed dial. That's kind of cool, man. Huh. Why don't you just say it? Just say it. I get some ad revenue from them, guys. Just say it. You can't say it, can you? Would it be too much? Would people start, would they stop watching them? Would they? Everyone knows radio's pay to play. Everyone knows. Everyone knows that. People still listen to the radio. I don't know.
Just to try to be as authentic as you can. And you know, I've fallen victim to overreacting and trying to have the hype reaction, and then I'll watch it and be like, that was a fucking stupid video. I wouldn't even watch that if it popped up on my recommended. So you know, you learn and you pivot and you adjust, but authenticity is key.
Yeah, for sure. I agree, man. And people can tell. Like, they can tell. And everybody's been criticized for it. I've seen people criticize you for it. I've seen people criticize me for it. Like, I'd be like, look at this fucking idiot just headbanging. I was like, yeah, because that's what I do when I listen to fucking metal. Like, you know, but, you know, and
what? Someone actually complained about him headbanging to metal? Who would complain about headbanging to metal? Okay. I don't know if I believe that one.
at the end of the day, you're not going to please everybody anyways. So it's why even try? Just, you know,
You know what I think is so funny? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I think that was the end of my thought, actually.
Okay. I think it's so funny when I see comments that are like, hey, dude, will you shut the fuck up and let the song play? I'm like, dude.
Those are my favorite.
You're on a reaction.
Yeah.
Go watch the main song. You.
Oh, but they don't want you pausing in the middle of the song. It's like a taboo. Don't do it. You better have just cause and like do it once. Definitely not during a solo. Not during a solo or during a big event.
You fucking dumbass.
That actually reminds me of something they said at the beginning of that video, where they said you can go watch today's latest music videos or watch somebody react to it. And Nick Nocturnal put it perfectly. He was like, it's not a fucking or, it's an and. Like, we're not telling people to watch the video with us and not watch it anywhere else. Like, the whole goal here is to get people interested in music and then go support that band. And
that's kind of a weird thing to be offended by. I mean, what? that little joke, that little jab by that newscaster, that news anchor, who's probably reading it from a teleprompter, honestly. I mean, if someone wrote the wrong thing down, he probably could have said something completely different. Okay. I wouldn't. All right.
In other places. Like, I can tell you right now, I know for sure nobody is coming to my channel just to listen to music and not listen to it again somewhere else. Now, there are a small handful of people that every single day, no matter what I post, even if it's a band they've never heard of, they check it out because they want to discover new music, and that's really cool. Sure. But I guarantee you that's not the only time they're going to listen to it. They're going to go watch it.
Right, kind of like what David Heretic said during the Fox News thing is that the publisher should be thanking them because they watched that band and it helps promote them, free promotion.
Watch the music video. They're going to go listen to them on Spotify. Like, I've seen it just as much as you. I see people all the time that are like, you know, at a show or, you know, literally somebody on Discord just posted.
Yeah, we have about a minute more, and we're not even talking about the main thing.
They were at a show because they got into a band from seeing a reaction to it. Like,
so cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
In my mind, a good way to visualize it is like lines in the water, right? It's like like you're fishing, right? So the main goal, the person holding the pole is kind of like the music video or the song that they want them. And there's like a million different fucking fishing poles out there. Bunch of different lines in the water. One is Spotify ads, one is Instagram ads, one is let's have the band post TikToks, and maybe it will come back to this video, and this is just another line in the water. Hey, this is a reaction. Boom, more times than not the reactor will link the video in the description, and let's get those people to get back to the video. It's just another hook.
That is a strange metaphor. I was trying to follow him and I was like, man, that sounds like one of my out there metaphors. Wow. I need to be on shrooms to listen to this guy. I mean, that was out there. Okay. All right. So everything else, the YouTube, is like fish, and the viewer's looking for something and trying to catch it, and he might catch the YouTube, he might catch the Spotify, he might catch it somewhere, but he's gonna catch it. And I guess that's what he's trying to say. That YouTube is just one place where he can find it, and a YouTube reaction. And he finds that, he's gonna go fishing for something else, and then he might find that a song on Spotify or whatever. Okay.
Look for people.
Yeah, for sure, dude. It's, you know what? I feel like we could sit here and talk about this for a really long time.
Oh, we could, dude.
And I know you're.
But guys, we have ended. They're wrapping up.
You're super busy. For anybody watching that doesn't know Alex is a fucking lawyer too. Do you want to just wrap this up here and then maybe?
Oh, he's a lawyer, so how can we believe he lies for a living? He is paid to lie.
We just come back and do a
He's an agent for Satan. Okay.
podcast episode sometime, and we can.
Dude,
just
I would
fucking
love
talk
that. Let's do it.
Let's just do
Let's
that.
Fucking do it, man. Okay, cool.
So, final thoughts on that video we just watched.
A lot of truth to it. In my mind, it's a smaller YouTuber that tries to sound like he's not taking the mainstream paycheck, but more power to him because he's been able to garner attention, and he's on fucking Fox News and I'm not.
Oh, because he's not taking the paycheck. What about you? Huh?
I think there's a lot of truth. I think there's a lot of bullshit.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. There are statements I 100% agree with in there, and then there are a few that I don't, and that is one of the big parts. And like I said, it could have been taken out of context. I don't know.
Right.
With the news, we never know if we're seeing the full.
That's true.
No, I'm pretty sure David said that completely. I mean, David said that in context. That's what he said. That's what he said when we talked. So let me wrap this up with this. This reaction to this video here. I don't know if these guys are taking paychecks or anything like that. And what we did learn is that they do have contact with labels. Labels do reach out to them. They are able to get videos whitelisted. You could make an argument that, wait, if they're getting ad revenue with that, then what does that mean? If the ad revenue is all going to the publisher, then it would be like, well, but it's benefiting their channel. They're getting views and stuff. They're like, oh yeah, okay, huh? It's kind of nice to have that favor then, huh? It's kind of nice. It's still nice. We learned that. I'm not making that up. That's what we heard here. Okay, all right. But I'm just having fun with this. Okay, it's a conspiracy. It might be true. It may not be true. We don't know who it is. And speculating on who it is could be a very dangerous game. I don't recommend that. But do you think it's possible? That's the question we have here.